Hey viewers, today we are going to talk about 20 cemeteries that will scare you out of your skin. Graveyards and cemeteries are burial grounds, and there is something mystical and creepy about these places. They have frightening stories of paranormal activities about them. This is quite natural because there's certain something about the deceased and the afterlife which is completely unknown to us. The spine-tingling creepy factors of burial grounds are not for their phantom sightings. Many of them are infamous for their bizarre decorations, architecture, or their past stories. Let's take a look at 20 such creepy cemeteries in the world. Number 1. Capella dos Portugal. Capella dos Ossos, or the Chapel of Bones, was built in 16th century in Évora, Portugal. It was named so because its walls and pillars are decorated with human skulls and bones. About 5,000 skeletons were used to decorate the church. An inscription is inscribed at the entrance of the chapel which says, "We bones lying here bare are waiting yours." Isn't it enough to scare you? Number 2. Capuchin Crypt, Rome, Italy. The Capuchin Crypt is a small space comprising of several small chapels situated beneath the Church of Santa Maria della in Rome, Italy. About 3,700 skeletal remains of Capuchin Franciscan friars are housed here. Here, different types of bones are used in different chapels, such as there is Crypt of Pelvises and Crypt of Skulls. That's freaky enough, isn't it? If that's not enough for you, you can see a solemn reminder underneath the child's Grim Reaper that says, "What you are, we once were too, and what you are now, you will be." Number 3. Charmoula Symmetry, San Juan, Chamula, Mexico. The Charmoula Symmetry of San Juan, Chamula in Mexico was intended to be Catholic Church in 1960, but when the main priest left, the priest from neighboring village comes here and only once or twice a month to baptize. Local shamans play the role here to give out potions and advice. Healing ceremonies are held here and sacrificed chickens are seen scattered here and there in this creepy place. Number 4. Cimitero di San Michele, Venice, Italy. In the 19th century, when Napoleon decreed burial of bodies would be prohibited in the mainland of Venice, Italy, Cimitero di San Michele was set up on the island of San Michele. Corpses are delivered there by special gondolas and they're buried on a 10 years contract. As the whole island is given over to the dead, many ghostly encounters have been reported about this creepy cemetery. Number 5. Ganga River, Varanasi, India. For the vicinity to the Gangas, Varanasi is one of the holiest places of Hindus. The river is the symbol of spiritual health and purification to them. After death, every Hindu wants to be cremated on the bank of this holy river. Every year, thousands of corpses are cremated on floating stages in the river. In this way, the Gangas become ripe with bacteria and get polluted. In spite of the mass pollution, Varanasi people play, bath, and wash their clothes here. Number 6. Gladiator Graveyard, Ephesus, Turkey. This site is scientifically authenticated as the cemetery of the Roman arenas. It is located in Ephesus, Turkey. About 67 individuals aged from 20 to 30 with marks of several injuries from the fights they fought with wild animals, criminals, and each other have been found here by the archaeologists. It is surprising. Number 7. Glasnevin Cemetery, Dublin, Ireland. As the Irish Catholics had no cemeteries to bury their dead, the large cemetery in Glasnevin, Ireland was established in 1832. It houses about 1.5 million bodies in its 120-acre graveyard. It is reported that the place is haunted by a dog which refused to leave its owner's gravesite and died from starving. Number 8. Greyfriars Kirkyard, Edinburgh, Scotland. Now, the graveyard was once a monastery garden and it was established in 1560. Burial has been taking place here since the late 16th century. It is one of the most haunted places in Scotland where restless spirits haunt the visitors. The most infamous of them is of George Mackenzie, who was interred here in 1691. It is reported that the Mackenzie poltergeist causes bruising, bites and cuts on those who come contact with it. Number 9. Highgate Cemetery, London, England. The Victorian-era cemetery is established on 37 acres of overgrown woodland of London. About 170,000 people are buried here in approximately 53,000 graveyards. The chilling fact about this cemetery is the spectacular statues of people, animals and angels stands in different states of decay. This cemetery highlights the obsession of the Victorian era with ancient Egyptians, perhaps due to the fascination of both cultures with morbidity. It is said that the original Dracula writer Bram Stoker was inspired by the ambient creepiness of the Highgate Cemetery. Number 10. La Recoleta, Buenos Aires. The Recoleta Cemetery is one of the main tourist attractions of Argentina for its mesmerizing display of 19th and 20th century funerary arts and architecture. It is located in the famous Recoleta neighborhood of Buenos Aires. Many rumors about paranormal incidents are heard about this place. It is said that a ghostly night watchman who took his own life and a lady named the Lady in White frequents the tomb at night. Number 11. Les Catacombs, Paris. Extending south from the former city gate, the underground ossuaries of Paris, France, the Catacombs of Paris holds the remains of about 6 million people. Strange paranormal activities are reported to occur here on a regular basis. Here, spectral lights appear suddenly, ectomist, phantom shadow walking along the corridor, and among the piles of bones, etc., are being reported every now and then. Number 12. Aquamarine Symmetry, Mtikoya, Japan. Okuno is a sacred village in Japan. It is located adjacent to 120 Buddhist temples whose cemetery houses a creepy legend. The founder of Shingon Buddhism, Kobo Daishi, is resting here. According to the traditional myth, he will be reborn along with his followers. The mausoleum is filled with numerous statues of giant spaceship, cups, and other monuments. Number 13. Old Jewish Cemetery, Prague. The Old Jewish Cemetery is located in Prague, Czech Republic. Lying in a Jewish quarter, it was in use from the early 15th century. As there are layers upon layers of tombs, the number of gravestones and the number of burials are uncertain. However, an estimation suggests that approximately 12,000 tombstones are there along with 1 lakh burials. Paranormal activities and ghost sightings have been reported here. Number 14. St. Louis, New Orleans. The oldest of 3 Catholic cemeteries in New Orleans, Louisiana, St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 was opened in 1780s. Of all the 3 bearing the same name, it is the creepiest. It has a history of a wide range of ghost stories. The cemetery hosts one of the most infamous tombs of all time, that of Mary Levue, also known as Grande Voodoo Queen. According to hearsay, her spirit haunts the graveyard and the people who want to disrupt her sleep. For sure, you wouldn't want to awake such a notorious voodoo queen. Number 15. Satlak Ossuary near Katna Hora, Czech Republic. Located beneath the Cemetery Church of All Saints in Satlak, the Satlak ossuary is a small Roman Catholic chapel in Czech Republic. This ossuary contains skeletons of approximately 40,000 to 70,000 people. The bones have been artistically arranged to decorate and furnish the chapel. It is believed that the place is haunted, but the ghosts living here are not angry. Instead, they are jovial and pranksters who like joke. Number 16. Stall Cemetery, Stall, Kansas. Known for its torn-down churches and hanging trees, no graveyard has as big a reputation as a Stall Cemetery in Kansas. It is also called the Gates to Hell because numerous haunting guides listed this graveyard as one of the 7 portals of hell. It is the most haunted place in America. Rumors say that if you knock on a rock in the church's rubble pile, you will hear devil's answer. Number 17. Suicide and Banzai Cliff, Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands. At the northern tip of Saipan in the Northern Mariana Islands, Banzai Cliff is a historic site where a tragedy took place during Second World War. In 1944, when the American soldiers took over Saipan, hundreds of Japanese civilians, including mothers and children, and soldiers jumped off the cliff to their deaths to avoid being captured at the command of Emperor Hirohito. Some who jumped did not die and later rescued by the Americans. Number 18. Valley of the Kings, Cairo, Egypt. The Valley of the Kings, also known as Valley of the Gates of the Kings, is a graveyard for the pharaohs and powerful nobles of the ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's grave had been discovered here, which is believed to come with a curse, and who participated in the opening of his grave died within a few years. Scientists stated that the deadly mold of the tomb is responsible for their death, but others believe that it's the ancient Egyptian curse for disrupting the tomb of the dead. Number 19. Witches Cemetery, Tennessee, USA. One of the lesser-known U.S. graveyards, the Tennessee Backwoods Graveyard, is the state's oldest one. It is said that the pentagrams etched into the stone grave markers contain the witches' evil powers. Here, the dead's resting place is marked with weather-jagged stones. There are numerous rumors about this place. Some claim to see strange lights in the woods at night, while others claim to find sacrificed animals in rituals. Number 20. Bachelors Grove, Chicago, USA. Bachelors Grove Cemetery in Illinois was opened in 1844. It is one of the most haunted cemeteries not only in America but also in the entire world. The graveyard is tucked away in the middle of a forest. Once you hear the ghostly tales connected to this place, you will begin to realize why the cemetery creeps you out. 1930s gangsters used this place as their dumping ground and they left their victims here. Visitors reported to see them wandering around the cemetery. There is a rumor of a ghostly farmhouse which approaches to its victim by floating and then vanishes in the thin air to terrorize the victim. Late in 1984, witnesses claimed to see multiple figures coming out of the graves dressed in monks' robes. Which is the most common creepy sighting of this graveyard is a woman sitting on the tombstone.